In Poetics, Aristotle discussed the 6 parts of drama so that he may separate it from other art forms. Central to this difference was the element of mimesis, or an imitation of action. Since dramatic action serves as the main art object of theater, it follows that he would consider plot, the structure of action, as the most important part. However, the plot of a play is an abstraction that is only suggested in the script. It's the performance aspects of theater that give it its form. Aristotle put the element of music as the 5th part of theater. It's difficult for us to know exactly what he meant by music, because there is no way of knowing how the art of music manifested itself in theater over 2,000 years ago. It's speculated that there was ritualistic chanting. The choral passages of ancient Greek theater certainly would have lent themselves to an elevated performance to the level of music. Perhaps ancient Greek dramas were sung throughout, making them the first example of opera or sung through musicals. Whatever Aristotle's exact meaning, there is no doubt that he felt that the sounds that a play made were an important element. For our purposes, we can consider music all of the aural elements of the play. In other words, all of the sounds that are made by the play. In this context, music would include the delivery of the lines. So diction, the expression of meaning in words, would be included. Musical theater presents music in conventional terms. This, too, would be a part of the aural element of the play. No doubt, there is a direct connection between this and Aristotle's notion of music. Sound design in a play production is often neglected. This is because it is so challenging to do well. Depending on the space, it can be tricky to introduce recorded sound into a play that mixes effectively with live production elements. Recorded sound effects may seem natural to some members of the audience, but incongruent to others. Recorded sound helps to make continuity of sound more accessible, but this electronic transmission of sound still needs to be mixed with the live elements of a production. As audience members, we are accustomed to the exacting mixes we experience in film, television, and recorded music. Even live music concerts that make every element of performance engage in precise mixing of all of the aural elements. There was much exasperation among the old school theater artists when musical productions began using microphones for performers. They often complained that microphones were visually distracting and encouraged bad habits in singing and vocal technique. Until technology can assist sound in a more circumspect manner, this controversy is likely to continue. When considering sound for a theater production, sound designers begin by determining what the sound will do. Will it serve to reinforce live sound? This is where microphones and amplifiers enter into the equation. Are body packs needed with small omnidirectional mics close to the actors' mouths? Will the designers carefully place pressure zone mics or PZMs in strategic locations on the stage to capture and amplify sound? Decisions regarding these approaches invariably require experimentation. Next, there is the consideration of sound effects. A lightning bolt strikes on cue. How will the sound be created? Will it be a live sound, sometimes referred to as a hard sound? Or will it be a soft sound created by a recording played on cue? There is a long tradition of live sounds, since recorded sound was not an option for a lion's share of theater history. Throughout theater history, practitioners have come up with inventive solutions to create the illusion of certain sound effects. A thin sheet of metal was shaken off stage to create the sound of thunder. Rolling thunder was created by rolling solid balls through a long trough above the stage. Drums were tuned to create the sound of cannon fire. Monty Python's film In Search of the Holy Grail performed one of the most famous spoilers of all, revealing how the sound of horses' hooves were recreated. Is the sound effect creating the illusion of a single sound, or is it serving as ambiance? A sound effect creates a single, identifiable sound or pattern of sounds. A gunshot in the other room. A horse approaching outside the saloon. A cannon fired by the troops during the battle scene. The church bells tolling in the distance. Ambient sound is a mix of sounds that are designed to create the illusion of a specific environment. This is often referred to as a sound bed. Crickets chirping, an occasional hoot owl, and a gentle breeze to create the illusion that it is nighttime. A group of unidentifiable voices with festive music and automobiles passing to create the ambiance of a parade passing by. A radio or television playing in the other room. The sound of a mill pumping outside. This continuous mixture of sound, or ambient sound, can create an extra dimension of reality to the illusion when employed discreetly. Where the language of a play can define character, thought, and action, the oral elements of a play, or the sounds that a play makes, can create an added dimension of illusion by creating a world outside the space seen by the audience. It can also support the action by appealing to our sense of hearing. As well, with careful planning, it can set a mood, provide suspense, and stimulate the emotions of an audience. This is what the music we listen to does for us on a daily basis. By thinking of a sound design as a musical composition, the theater practitioner moves their efforts from a perfunctory job to a work of art. So the sound that a play makes is essential to a play production. However, our culture has become an increasingly visual culture. This fact addresses the sixth part of drama, according to Aristotle, spectacle. This concept is the subject of our next episode. We'll see you then.